In this video, we're going to cover how you do exports in Western Blot Utility. We recognize that the Western Blot Utility is in its infancy, so it doesn't necessarily solve all your needs and isn't a one-stop shop. So to help facilitate you taking the data that last mile to whatever format suits your application, we support export. And exporting is not too complicated. We have in our file menu, there's a sub menu for export, which allows you to export intensities. So naturally, it will only export intensities when there's a calculation for that intensity. So in this current experiment that we already have open, all the images are pre-labeled. So we can confirm that if we were to export intensity values for mean and sum, that they will be present, but you'll notice that a lot of these don't have normalization. In fact, the only one that does have normalization is this image, which has a loading control and an internal control. So if we were to export normalized intensity, just to give you a sense of what it looks like, I'm going to save it to my desktop. A pop-up occurs for you to save your files. I've already saved this once, but I'm going to go ahead and save it again. Replace. And when we open that in LibreOffice, we can see here, as we mentioned, there's only one image that has normalization, and here's the normalization value per lane. So this layout is consistent across all intensity exports. You got a column for each image in the experiment, and then a row for each lane in that image. And obviously, if the images have a different lane count, there's not as many values filled out in those rows. So to give an example of that, let's export the mean intensity. And so here's that. And so you'll see that the row count corresponds to the lane count for each of these images. And here's a representation of the average intensity for each ROI for all the images in the experiment. And then the summed intensity CSV is going to be the same exact format as mean intensity, except for it's going to provide the summed intensity value. So I will not bother to open that. And that pretty much wraps the export functionality, other than audit image, which is covered in a separate video.